ear got caught. Hello everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day today. I want to get started, but forewarning, this eye has been watering all day, so if you see a tear come out or anything, no, I am not crying. This eye has just been on 20,000, and I was not gonna let that eye stop me from, one, putting my lashes on, and two, coming on live today. We'll be fine. I don't know what's going on with it, because it's not, I mean, it could be allergies, honestly, because I've been kind of like sniffling a little bit, so I could be having like some sinuses going on. And then since it's been watering, the few little lashes over here in the corner are wet, so I'm gonna be wiping them off too. But either way, we're gonna make it through. Let me just fix it before we get started, so it'll be less for me to have to hassle with. But I hope everyone's having a great day, since it's midday or whenever you're watching this, because this will be posted on YouTube. But we're going to get started with our success blueprint for today, which is going to be our acronym of Nourish. Because we have to, first of all, like I always talk about, understand how to nourish our body and take care of our body, so that our body is not struggling in fight or flight mode, but rather being taken care of so that it can be thriving and can be vibrant. And that is all through our actions. It's all what we do to take care of our body. But a lot of us do not understand how to correctly take care of our body according to its natural design. But rather we follow these people who are given these titles that do not care about taking care of our body, but rather care about making us consumers and continuously overfeeding ourselves. And so we have to understand that in order for us to take care of our body, the first thing in the first steps is for us to get back to the space of basically just consuming the basics and understanding how to take care of our body with the basics of the foods of fruits and vegetables, and taking those basics and making them everything that we want them to be. Because, you know, we want the delicious home cooked meals. We want the flavorful meals. We want to have all of these foods that we know and are comfortable with and are familiar with, but they can be made in plant-based forms. You just have to try. You just have to try new things. And you have to understand that it's not going to come overnight. You have to do the trial and error. You have to go through the steps in the process. You have to be willing to experiment, first of all, with the lifestyle, so that you can see how it can work for you. Because if you're just going to look at it and just say no, just like how a child that has never had Brussels sprouts in their life, and they take a first bite and you didn't even season it, and they say, no, I don't want that, it's gross. If you keep introducing it in a new, different kind of way, and to test out new recipes, test out new flavors, they'll find one that they like, and they'll start eating Brussels sprouts. If you start incorporating it with different things, they'll start eating Brussels sprouts. You have to understand that this is a process. You treat it just like how you do when you're taking a child and they are trying new things and they're testing out baby food. You don't just sit there and give them something one time and they make a yucky face and then you don't give it to them ever again. You keep trying to incorporate it in different ways, whether it's you mixing peas with sweet potatoes because you know they love sweet potatoes, or it's you mixing peas and carrots together because you know that they love carrots and you know that they don't like peas, but then you start to incorporate things and they get a taste for peas, so they start eating peas. Like, you have to understand that it's a process, and it's something that you're going to have to work at, and you're going to have to keep trying. And in order for you to eliminate all of the struggle, you're going to have to start either doing research, educating yourself, or start buying into products and services like mine, who are going to be able to educate you with ease and to get you to give you the blueprints, the success strategies, the things that are going to get you elevated ahead, so that you don't have to go through the whole trial and error struggle process by yourself, but rather be able to try things that have worked for me, that have worked for so many other people, and to just give you the step-by-step of how to get to the lifestyle that you deserve and that you want, and do it in a space of ease without having to struggle. Because when I first got into the lifestyle, I didn't understand how to nourish my body. I didn't understand how to take care of my body living plant-based. I didn't understand the difference between vegan and plant-based. And so I got to the space of, one, understanding what vegan and plant-based and how they're different, and then got to the space of understanding how to nourish my body and give my body all the nutrients that it needs by eating a rainbow plate, and understanding how to take care of my body and to get a variety of fruits and vegetables from the from the vegetables that I didn't like, because I really don't have any fruits that I don't like, but from getting the vegetables that I don't like and incorporating them in different ways, understanding how I can literally have a full load of vegetables in one dish and not even not even know that they're in there, because I understand how to incorporate them into different meals. I understand how to make different meals. I understand how to make different versions of black bean burgers so that I can get full nutrients. I understand how to make myself hot dogs, but I make it in from carrots and make it in different ways. Like, it's fun to experiment with these things. And so understanding how to nourish your body is first starting with our N in nourish, which is nurturing your awareness. Nurture the awareness that you have to take care of your body, your mind, and your soul, and your surroundings. You have to take care of your mind, your soul, definitely. So you have to take care of, we're going to add that in there actually, because that's just the Most High speaking through me. We have to take care of our body, our mind, our soul, and our surroundings. We have to understand how to nurture our body, because if we're not nurturing our body, we're not feeding it. We have to nurture our mind, because if we are not feeding our body the correct way, our mind is going to be off. Our mind is going to be struggling. We're going to be sitting here anxious and depressed, because our gut, our body, our digestive system is connected to our brain. Everything is connected. And so if we are not taking care of our body, our mind is suffering as well. Our mind is in fight or flight mode. And when our mind is in fight or flight mode, it triggers different responses inside of our body to tell our body to hold on to fat, because we're in a fight mode, and we're not going to sit here and digest because we're too busy worried about making it through. Our body is sitting here in a panic state, so our anxiety is high. Our depression is going to start being triggered because we've been anxious for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, you have to understand that each system works together, and when something is off, everything inside of you is panicking because it's trying to figure out how to get back to the state of being healthy so that everything can be functioning correctly. And so you have to nurture your body, your mind, and your soul. And you nurturing your soul is looking like you understanding what the Most High has designed you to do, and understanding your body's design. Because the Most High has designed us perfectly before we entered into this world, before we even became a thought inside of our parents, before we became a seed inside of our mother. You have to understand that you are not taking care of your soul because you're not living the way that He wants us to. We're not protecting and treating our body like the kingdom of heaven, like it should be. And we're not taking His word and understanding that He told us that if we are not following His will and His ways, His word, we are sitting here inflamed. We are sitting here developing diseases, and we are wasting away. And that's all because He has given us to the earth, because we have chosen the earth. We have chosen the enemy. And that's factual. That is scripture. It's in Ephesians 26, that you have to understand that society is inflamed. Society is sitting here with all of these diseases, and they're wasting away earlier than what we're designed to, because we are not nourishing our soul by renewing our minds and getting out of the space that we are programmed into. And so we also have to not only nurture our awareness of our body, taking care of our body, taking care of our mind, taking care of our soul, but also our surroundings, because we are not doing the earth a favor at all the way that we are living. We are sitting here mass producing animals. We're making GMOs now. We're mass producing a whole bunch of inflammatory GMO crops and putting them on the earth. And then on top of that, we have all of this greenery around us with no fruits and vegetables. We have a whole bunch of forests that we're cutting down and taking away these animals' places to live, and not giving them any fruits and vegetables to come by. We have to understand that we are literally harming ourselves and the earth that we are living on. And then we're causing the animals to not have anything to thrive off of either, because we constantly take. And so we are not allowing anything on this earth to be nurtured and to be nourished. We are literally taking and taking and taking from ourselves, from the environment, from these animals. And the earth is panicking just like our body is. And we see that, and we sit there and call it global warming. No, it's us. Like, it's mankind destroying the earth that we are living in. There is no global warming. There is no other issue besides man and their sinful and their harmful ways. And that's just what it is. It's our ways. It's our actions and what we are doing. And so we have to first nurture the awareness by us understanding that what's going on, and understanding that we are not taking care of our body, our mind, our soul, or the surroundings around us on this earth. And then move on to our O of our success blueprint, which is our ownership. Owning that acceptance, owning and accepting the fact that we are not doing the things that we need to. We are not living up to the lifestyle that we need to. We are not living up to what we were put on this earth to do. And many of us are not thriving because we are doing harmful things to our body and the surroundings around us. And we have to own up to just where you are in your journey in life, and own up to where you are and what you've been doing, and accept the challenge, and to accept that you are going to love yourself unconditionally, because you have to, I'm trying to think of how it is. You have to be kind to yourself through this awareness of you understanding that you have been harming yourself and the surroundings around you, because you can't just sit there and get down on yourself. That's not going to make you do anything progressively towards the lifestyle that you deserve and that you want, and for you to be able to be thriving into the space that you are going to take care of yourself and others around you and the earth around you. You have to own and accept it, and then unconditionally love yourself, and to show yourself that you are a priority, and so is this earth, and that you have to understand that through this acceptance that change is going to come, and that you have to take the ownership to want change. And so that is the N and the O. And let's move on to our U, which is us unleashing that action. It's just us moving on to the action steps. Unleashing that action looks like us taking the power back from the programming that we've been giving from TV, from our peers, from our family members, because they've been programmed, and it's been passed down generationally. And take action, take intentional action at that towards our health, and make and set wellness goals for yourself, so that we are taking action towards those goals. Because if you have no goal for yourself, if you have no vision, if you have no direction, you will perish. That is fact for fact. That is scriptural. Everybody knows that without a vision, the people shall perish. And so we have to get to the space of having that acceptance, and bringing the awareness, and then taking action to that awareness and that acceptance, and setting those goals so that we can have a vision for ourselves and where we want to go. Because I was in that space, and I didn't necessarily know where I was going and how I was going to do. I didn't know necessarily how I was going to do it, but I knew where I wanted to go. I wanted to be healthier. I wanted to stop suffering. I wanted to no longer have asthma, because I developed asthma out of nowhere. I didn't want to sit here and be struggling because I'm developing illnesses already at a young age, and I'm sitting here telling me I'm going to have surgery. I'm sitting here being told all these things, and being led to a life of disease later on. And I don't know if you've heard this, but I've heard this multiple times. Once you get on that operation table and you are cut open, it's a common thought and a common occurrence that once you get cut open one time by these people, once you are going under any type of operation, they continue to cut you for the rest of your life. That's just what they say. I have not actually been in the situation, but I have witnessed it, and on top of that, I've heard multiple other people say the same thing, that they've all gone through operations, or they have family members, and the same thing happens. That they say once you go under once of any type of surgery operation, they continue to cut you for the rest of your life, because there's just basically, it's just like you have opened yourself up to a curse of you just constantly having to have some kind of issue going on. And these people never change their habits. They never change their ways, because they made it through one time. So they're like, what is it, kind of subconsciously thinking, what is it to do it again? What is it to go through it again? Because you can say out of your mouth and consciously think, I never want to do that again. But subconsciously, you have been programmed to now believe that, well, if it happens again, at least I know that I'll come through, because it happened to me once. And so moving on to our R of our success blueprint is understanding that we have to reestablish the promise that we are showing ourselves self-love. And we have to establish, if you have not established the promise, but if you have established it and you have lost that, we have to reestablish the promise that we have self-love, and that wellness is going to be in your life, and wellness is going to be the lifestyle that you live, and that you're going to choose more of a holistic lifestyle for yourself. You're going to choose a plant-based lifestyle for yourself, because you deserve real whole foods. You deserve things that are going to take care of your body, and you deserve to know how to take care of your body. And that starts with you promising yourself self-love, promising yourself that you will get back to you loving yourself by getting back to a healthy state. And if you were never in that healthy state, if you were never in the space where you know your body's being taken care of. You know that you're giving yourself the nutrients that you need, and you've been programmed to just give yourself crap all of your life. It's understandable, because majority of us have been there, and majority of us do not know how to take care of our body. But it's taking those action steps and understanding that it's not going to happen on its own, is that you have to take action. And I can support you in stepping into that space of taking that action, getting into the lifestyle, because you have to get back to the basics, which is you living plant-based. And I want to support you, and I truly, truly hope that you want to give yourself the self-love that you deserve. And so all of my links are always in, they're in all of my social media bios, and you can always reach out to me in DMs, or you can leave me a comment here on YouTube, because this video is going to be posted on YouTube after I'm done with this live. And so know that you are not alone, and know that you're not struggling, and that if you ever feel like that you just don't know where to start, you need a foundation, but you don't know what to do, I can support you, because I have so many different foundational steps, tools, success strategies. I have so many different, I have classes, I have, programs that are going to support you in getting the foundation, programs that are going to support you in taking you step by step. I have master classes that are going to support you in just understanding how to get into the space, getting into the mindset, whether it's you getting the foundation of how to live a plant-based lifestyle, understanding how your lifestyle currently is harming you. Like, there's just so many different guidances that I have that have been given to me because of the knowledge that I have been given by the Most High, and that the knowledge that I have started and been studying since 2020, and the education I've been giving myself. And all of that is not going to go to waste. I'm going to make sure that I share it with everyone that I possibly can. And I want you to get into the space of knowing that you're not alone, because I was in this lifestyle starting alone because I didn't understand the community. I didn't understand how to gain community. And I did that for myself. But it took years of me struggling and not understanding, and doing research and going back and forth in between articles, having 30,000 tabs up. Like, all of those things are a part of the process. Educating yourself is all a part of the process. But I want you to be able to do it with ease, because it wasn't as hard as I was making it at first. And I don't want you to sit there and think that it's hard, because a lot of people that get into a situation that is hard, they quit, because that's just human nature. That if something is difficult and you know that you don't have any help, any support, and you already have so many different things going on, you're stressed out in your lifestyle, your first thought is, okay, I'm just going to let this go for now, and you're going to pick it back up knowing you're not going to pick it back up. And so I don't want that for you. I want you to get into the space of ease, and I want you to get the success blueprint, the success strategies with ease. So I can support you in doing that. And so now, let's move on to our I. Ignite your transformation. And like I said, like I just said, igniting your transformation starts with you educating yourself. It starts with you embracing change and growth. And through the change and the growth starts with you understanding how to educate yourself, understanding that you are not alone. There are programs, there are communities, there is master classes. Like, there's so many different things for you to grow and to make change. But change starts with your habits, and your habits come from the actions that you take, and the actions that you take stem from your mindset. So it all starts with your mind in the end. And like we talked about in the beginning, you have to be nurturing your mind. You have to be taking care of your mind, and your body is a part of your mind being taken care of. So it's all connected together. But you have to get into the space of being mentally aware of what you're doing, being mentally conscious of that you want change, and that you're going to start taking action towards change. And then you take the action, because action won't happen if you are not mentally there. And so moving on to our S is sustaining your progress. Sustain your progress by cultivating your healthy habits, taking those healthy habits and running with them, starting new routines and running with them, embracing it with vibrance and energy, and not sitting here dreading what you're doing for yourself. Sustain your progress by you holding on to the thought and the mental state of what you want for yourself in the future, because it's not going to happen overnight, like I said, but it happens quicker than you think. The vibrance happens quicker than you think. The energetic feeling happens before you would even expect it or think. You start to feel better, you start to look better, you start to do things that are making your skin glow, making your skin clear, making the excess fat leave you, or gain weight. If you're sitting here thinking like, I want to gain weight but I don't know how to do it in a healthy state without eating a bunch of junk, that's the way for you to do it. Making yourself regular, whether it's going to the bathroom or your digestive system just regulating itself. You sitting here having mental clarity, not being anxious, not releasing stress. Like, all of these things come from you developing these healthy habits and sticking with them and having a routine of being healthy. But it starts with you wanting this for yourself. And so we're going to move on to our last letter of our acronym in our success blueprint, which is R-H, our heart-centered living. Live from the heart. Live from your conscious state of you wanting to take care of yourself, wanting to give yourself self-love, wanting to understand how your body is supposed to be functioning, and to live from the space that the Most High has put you here, because you are not here to struggle, you are not here to suffer, you are not here to develop diseases. If you are doing what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to be in a healthy state. So that's up to you. And so understand that making the choices that align to your authentic self, making the choices that align to what your body's design is going to allow you to be in the true health that you deserve, and to allow to be in the true well-being, the mental state that you were designed to be in. Regardless if you were born with something and it stemmed from being in your mother's womb or past habits of your parents or whatever, you have to understand that our body is a healing vessel. And if your body is not healing, excuse me, there was something on my eyelash. If your body is not healing, there is an imbalance, there is something off, and your body is a healing vessel and it's struggling to sit here and try to manage every single day. It's in fight or flight mode, and so it can't focus on healing. And so you have to get back to the healthy state. The holistic wellness lifestyle is going to support you, and that will allow your body to start healing itself again, to reset itself, because a reset is how your body gets to the space of healing. And so a part of that H, understand how to honor your health, because you can sit here and do these things and you can do it for a year or whatever, but not stick to stick to this lifestyle because you were wanting to honor yourself in that moment, but you no longer have that priority anymore because you have seen, progress, you've seen the wellness, you have the space, you're in the space and you have the wellness that you wanted. And so now you're like, all right, I got what I wanted, and you kind of just slack off. But rather, prioritize your self-care and prioritize your well-being and to stick with it. And through you sticking with it starts with you establishing those habits and making them a routine, so that they're a subconscious thought, so that it becomes unnatural, the lifestyle that you're living now. And so if you ever slip back into old habits, you sit there and you're sitting there uncomfortable. Because I recently stopped working out. I had come back from being out of town. I hadn't worked out the week that I was out of town, and then after that another week passed, and I had gotten into the second, like the week after the second week, and so I had started because I went out of town, Sunday to Tuesday. So I had gotten to that Monday, and I realized it had been 2 weeks, and I was sitting there and I was like, that's why I had been so uncomfortable. Like, I was truly uncomfortable for those 2 weeks. And I had done a little bit of stretching and stuff like that, but I hadn't been as active as I was, and I was uncomfortable. And I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, that's why you're uncomfortable. And instead of me sitting here getting down on myself like I would have, and then gone into a spiral and not worked out because I was sitting there anxious, or worked out too hard because I was anxious about me not doing enough, and then not wanting to do it anymore because I worked out too hard, I sat there and said, thank you, Hua, first of all, for reminding me that I hadn't worked out, and thank you for this being uncomfortable. Thank you for this time being uncomfortable, because now I know that it has become such a regular, motion and movement in my life, that if I'm not up and I'm moving, and if I'm not doing the activity that I usually do, my body's off. My body's sitting here like, ma'am, I don't like this anymore. And so even when I don't want to do it, I'm reminded that if I don't do it, I'm going to be uncomfortable, rather than me doing it right now while I'm sitting here thinking that I don't want to do it. And when I get into the space, I feel so much better. And so I have chosen to honor my health, and I want you to get to that space of you honoring your health as well. And so that is the end of our blueprint, of our success blueprint. And I want you to understand how to take care of your body through our Nourish acronym. And I hope that you take this acronym and you use it, because these are foundational steps. This is a little free masterclass for yourself, a little tidbit for you to get started and get into that space. And if you're sitting here thinking, you're like, okay, that sounds amazing. Like, I understand the what and I understand why. Now, how do I do this for myself so that I can do it? And you want the step by step, I can support you. And if you want that support, you can reach out to me, and we can talk about what services will be best supporting you, whether it's a one-on-one, whether it's my program, whether it's just you buying into that $47 masterclass of you understanding the foundation. It's about you taking the step for you to understand how to support your body. And if you are at the space where you need to release, you need to reset, and you need to understand how to get into that space without tinctures, without all these supplements, without things that you really don't need, I do have an ebook that is going to support you. It's a detox and cleansing ebook that you get for the rest of your life. And it's going to support you with 7 books in a bundle that is going to show you how to fully cleanse your body, whether it's your gut health, whether it's anti-inflammatory health. It's you doing fruits and vegetable cleansing, understanding fasting, understanding how to detox microplastics, like releasing these things, and a template guide, like you understanding how to support your body. And I know I missed one because I can't think of it currently right now, but you understand how to support yourself and to get back to the space. And if you ever fall back into old habits and you realize that you need to reset again, you will have this bundle of books to fall back on to support you. Because if you're drinking out of plastic water bottles, if you're consuming inflammatory dairy, you're consuming GMOs, you're consuming fast food, fried foods all the time, you are inflamed. If you're drinking out of plastic water bottles, you're inflamed from microplastics. Like, you have to understand all these things add up, and you have to stop consuming them. You have to support your body, and that starts with you taking action. So I truly hope that this has supported you. And if you are on my YouTube, do not forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment on this video. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a DM on any of my social medias. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, on my Facebook. And I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. And I hope that you take this blueprint and you use it. Nurture your body with the food that you are consuming, because food is medicine. It is not just something to fill your stomach. Food is fuel.